Welcome everybody to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube and StreamYard.com. I am your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, the phenom Michael Bullock. I'm not sure if the Twisted Angel Dee Dee Woodson will be with us this evening. If she comes in, we'll catch her up on what she missed. If not, then we'll hopefully have her Wednesday night on Wednesday Night Mayhem. WrestleMania week is here, and I know tonight's show was not the best show, and I understand that, but we did make a decree on Friday night. Now, Friday night we canceled the Cerebral Smack Talk due to the poor quality of Friday Night SmackDown, but we did make a decree that with this being WrestleMania week, that we were going to have a show regardless of whether the show was poor or not. So it's not going to be much of a show, but we are going to address some things. The first thing that needs to be addressed is today they announced the times and the length for WrestleMania 36 this weekend. On both Saturday and Sunday, there will be each will have a 1 hour pre-show at 6 p.m. on both nights. And then Saturday night, WrestleMania will run, the first night of WrestleMania will run from 7 p.m. to 10:15 p.m. So that's 3.25 hours right there. And then from there on night 2, on Sunday, 6 p.m. pre-show, and then it'll start at 7, and then it'll go for an even 3 hours until 10. And that's how that goes. So a total of, when you total it all together, it'll be a total of 8.25 hours. But thankfully, this will be split over 2 nights, and this will not be all in one night. Because if it was all in one night, it would have been on. It wouldn't be over until 1:15 in the morning. And we all remember how exhausting last year's Mania was. So that's really all there is to say on that. So let's get into this. This was the final Monday Night Raw, the go home show for the Raw brand for WrestleMania 36. And we started it off with The Undertaker. And The Undertaker cuts a great promo using AJ Styles' real name of Alan Jones. So all I know is this. It was a well-delivered promo. But I must question whether Taker and Styles tearing each other down has done any good for either man. The late hype for this match feels like it was out of desperation because the booking that led up to it made Taker look strong at the expense of Styles, who came off like an afterthought. But, it was solidly billed, and we'll wait and see what happens this weekend. We don't know which night it'll air, obviously, but we'll find out soon enough when we'll see this Boneyard match with The Undertaker and AJ Styles. But I gotta say, this was Taker's best promo in a very long time. I can't remember the last time we heard this great of a promo from The Undertaker. So it was well built, well delivered, and he went there. Alan Jones, AJ Styles. So well done. So really nothing more to say on this. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. Let's get a quick thought from you. I gotta say, I honestly cannot remember the last time The Undertaker cut a promo this good. This was one of his better ones.
This was one of his best ones, no doubt about it, Anthony Florio. And what it was it humanized AJ Styles, and it humanizes The Undertaker as well, because of the fact that AJ did bring up about Michelle McCool, and Taker brought it up, and then went there by firing AJ's real name as, like you said, Alan Jones. And the thing is that what they're trying to do is that they're trying to say this is no longer a WWE fight. What this match is a straight up brawl. This is going to get serious. This is going to be dark. This is going to be basically a fight for their career. And whoever wins the match will have to earn the victory at WrestleMania. And the one thing that I've been hearing, and this is according to Dirt Sheets, and no, this is not a spoiler for WrestleMania. We do know that the fight has been taped, but we do not know the results of WrestleMania. As of right now, they've been very, very, very careful not to leak any information. However, there was something that got leaked, but I don't know about the what's the word of it? How I'm trying to think of the word here. The validity of the so-called rumor as it pertains to one of the matches at WrestleMania. So I guess we could say is that I need more confirmation, or I need more information before I could say something about a match at Mania. A photo got leaked, but the thing is that I'm really taking this with a pinch of salt right now. I don't see any other outlet or somebody else saying, oh, this actually did happen or not. So I'm being very, very, very careful with any information or any spoiler that's coming out for WrestleMania. I will say this. For Taker and for AJ, this is one of the most serious fights we've ever seen. And it's going to be an incredible match. No doubt about it. What I'm wondering, and this is one thing this is that conspiracy theorist hat going right now. And the thing is that if you notice, The Undertaker is not being the dead man. He's kind of going back to that days of the American Badass, the Red Devil, Big Evil type Undertaker. So I'm wondering, are they gonna quote unquote bury the dead man at WrestleMania and have Taker basically be his true form as Mark Calloway? I actually think, and Michael Bullock, you better put some earmuffs or something right now because I know I'm going to upset you. I think AJ Styles is going to win. I honestly think AJ Styles is going to pull off the upset at WrestleMania either on Saturday or Sunday. We don't know what night as of yet. We don't know. There was rumors that this is night 2, but again, nothing's been etched in stone as of yet. I think AJ's is going to do it. I honestly think AJ's going to do it. And I think he's going to beat Taker. Now, I do believe that the OC will get involved. So that's going to make it a 3-on-1. But I think AJ's going to walk out with the victory. I don't know why. Something in the last couple of weeks, something started to think in my mind, and I'm like, I think Taker's going to lose. I think they're going to give AJ the rub here at WrestleMania. I think if this would have been in Raymond James with a crowd and everything going on, I think Taker wins easily. But I don't know, guys. I think this this way, I think would protect Taker, give him a peaceful goodbye to the dead man gimmick, make him as more of the American badass. If you've been noticing, I think Taker's gonna lose at WrestleMania. I think AJ Styles is gonna be the third man ever to topple the dead man at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar in 30, Roman Reigns in 33, AJ Styles 36. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Wow, I mean, I don't even know how the heck I'm gonna follow that, but yeah, I mean, Fletch did make a lot of pretty good points here, but first off with the promo, I mean, like you said, it was the Undertaker's, it was his best in who knows how long. Yeah, and the Undertaker went there as well, but you gotta say, guys, as the old saying goes, what goes around comes around. AJ Styles wanted to go there. Well, Undertaker said, "All right, you want to go there and bring up my family and bring up my real name? I'm gonna call you by your real name." So I gotta say, guys, and I don't know how you guys feel, this has got to be one of the most personal matchups we've seen in a long time. I mean, we've seen some personal matches before. I just think that, I mean, with what these two have thrown at each other, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens. Whether it's, like you said, Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, I mean, Fletch does make some valid points of why you got to go with the phenomenal one, but here's the thing. If this is the Undertaker's last WrestleMania, I think he should go out as a winner. I mean, would I be surprised if AJ Styles gets the win here? No, I wouldn't be. But if this is the last time we're going to see the Undertaker at WrestleMania, I think you need to have him go out as a winner. But we'll find out come this weekend. So there's really nothing more to say. Florio, let's move on.
All right. I echo MF sentiments. I think AJ will go over, but we'll address that more on Friday night. But for right now, let's continue on here. Of course, with these hard times that we're presently going through, and will continue to be going through for foreseeable future, what's been the new norm on both Raw and SmackDown over the last few weeks, which has been what I'm calling the flashback match of the week. Well, in this case, we had two, just like we had last week. And our first flashback match of the week takes us back to 1 year ago at WrestleMania 35, when we had the first ever women's main event, when it was Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, winner take all for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. We all know how that ended. Becky Lynch won the titles, 21 and a half minutes approximately. And go on over to MF channel Brace Fan 95 for our thoughts on that particular bout. But anyways, it was Becky Lynch, and it was basically a to serve as a precursor for Becky Lynch's Raw Women's Championship match on Saturday or Sunday against Shayna Baszler. And then after the match was over, Becky said that, hey, that was the first time I have watched this match back, which is very surprising. But she cuts a great promo, and then all of a sudden, Becky Lynch, Kira Fuda clutch, and takes out Becky Lynch and flung Becky Lynch into the stage announce table. So MF, your final thoughts on the final hype for Becky and Baszler? Great promo from Becky, and then Shayna being that carnivore bully that we all know and love.
Yeah, she got her some of Becky, and I think they built it really well. I think the match has been built very well, nicely done. There was rumors going around maybe this might be the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania, is what I'm hearing. But again, with all the chaos, with everything going on, coronavirus, whole 9 yards, we're just gonna have to wait and see what they're gonna do with the scheduling and what it's gonna look like for both nights of WrestleMania. All we know is that this one will be all over the place. This is gonna be a great matchup. I even before then, we thought that the build was really well. I know a lot of people have been on Shayna, especially after the way she dominated the Elimination Chamber match. Now a lot of people are like, I think, honestly, a lot of people are thinking Shayna's going to win the title. I believe so as well. We're just going to have to see how it goes. But I think they've built it as good as they could do under the circumstances. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they definitely built it as much as they could. I mean, especially with what's going on in this world right now. And I mean, you gotta give WWE credit for how they built this whole thing. I mean, we knew this was going to be something good going into this, and yeah, I mean, and now all it comes is either Saturday or Sunday, and we all agree that Shayna is walking out as the new Raw Women's Champion. So I really got nothing more to say. Flory, what's yours?
Yeah. Strong mic work from Becky and a very good attack by Shayna to put heat on her going into WrestleMania. A very well-built match, and Shayna Baszler holding up the Raw Women's Championship. And get used to that image, folks, because I think that is going to be the image we will see come this weekend. Because we all agree that Shayna Baszler will walk out the Raw Women's Champion, and we'll address that and all the Mania matches come Friday night. And I'll have more on that at the end. But for right now, let's continue on here. In addition to the flashback matches of the week, we also had cutouts, and Aleister Black knocking off a ham and egger named Jason Cade in 48 seconds. No need to address that. But here's something that we do need to address. Originally, it was scheduled to be the United States Heavyweight Champion Andrade teaming up with Angel Garza to challenge the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania. However, Andrade has supposedly fallen ill, or I think he suffered some sort of an injury. I think he was injured.
It was a rib injury. Basically, what happened was, unfortunately, last week on Monday Night Raw, Cedric Alexander did a dipsy-do botcheroo and actually injured the United States champion, Andrade. So
he's out.
It's a rib injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, it knocked him out of WrestleMania.
And that's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. because the original plan for Andrade was for him to defend the United States Heavyweight Championship against Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio, obviously, like almost all of us nowadays, in quarantine, and because of you know what. So Rey was out, so they put Andrade and Garza together against the Street Profits, but unfortunately, because of the injury, Andrade is out, and he has been replaced by NXT upstart Austin Theory. So Austin Theory is going to team with Angel Garza to challenge the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team Championship, which leads into our next match. Austin Theory, Angel Garza, and Seth Rollins against the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, and Kevin Owens, 6-man tag team action. When all was said and done, the babyface team of Kevin Owens and the Street Profits, they pick up the win. 13 minutes and 25 seconds. Kevin Owens with a stunner on Angel Garza for the win. And then after the match, Seth Rollins takes out Kevin Owens with a curb stomp. And then after the match was over, Kevin Owens cuts a promo and then I believe Seth Rollins also cuts a promo afterwards. So actually I think it was Kevin Owens who cuts a promo afterwards. So Michael Bullock, come on in. Your thoughts on the 6-man tag? Clearly the fight of the night, and another great promo from Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, I mean, this was definitely the fight of the night, no doubt about it. I'm gonna give it about 3.25, 3.5 for the match here. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously you need to give Kevin Owens some momentum going into his match with the Monday Night Messiah at WrestleMania, but obviously it was the Monday Night Messiah who got the last laugh at the end with that curb stomp. And then basically it was Kevin Owens cutting a promo afterwards saying that at WrestleMania he was going to burn it down. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more that really needs to be said. So, Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna slightly disagree. I'm gonna give it about 3 to 3.25 stars for the bout. Solid match. There was good in ring action. Absolutely, very good in ring action. I honestly thought that they could have had Austin Theory pick up the win for his team. Give him a little momentum boost heading into Mania. But they obviously, the bigger priority right now is building up the match with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, and so that's why they had Owens go over here in this match. But then afterwards, excellent mic work and a strong rebuttal to the top-notch Rollins promo from last week. There are a lot of negatives to these empty arena, no fan shows, but we have been treated to some very good promos, particularly on Monday Night Raw. So that was very well done. So 3 to 3.25 stars for the match, clear fight of the night, and a very good promo from Kevin Owens afterwards. So nothing more to say, MF. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no. Well, about 3.25 stars for the fight itself. I totally agree with that, and I do agree with what you said about the promo work. They have done very well. They've done nicely done. Good build for them. I love the story that they're playing going into this match, heading into the fight at Mania, and this could be one of those sleeper fights that could really do something really good, but we'll have to wait and see. So we'll wait and see what happens, but it is good for what it's worth. Nothing more to say. And Anthony, let's just move right along.
Now most of the time we usually do not get into backstage moments, but I feel this is one time that really this does have to be addressed, because it was Edge. And Edge, oh my goodness gracious. I've always said Angry Edge is the best Edge, and another great promo by the Rated R Superstar. There's nothing left for me to say except this was awesome mic work. Randy Orton and Edge have done a wonderful job of building up their match. I hope they find a way to have an excellent WrestleMania match despite the circumstances, because they damn sure deserve it. So I don't know if there's anything left to say. I mean, week after week, Randy Orton and Edge, they just keep getting better and better and better.
This is why everybody was pulling for them to be the main event of WrestleMania. This is why they wanted the spotlight to be on these two men, because of the respect, because of the admiration that the WWE Universe have for both men. And without a doubt, they've made this the most personal, the most meaningful rivalry, and the storyline that these men have been doing has been unbelievable. So I really got nothing bad to say. It's just been a great battle, a great war between these two teams. And now we're hoping for the best. And we're hoping that this will turn out to be one of the fights of the evening for WrestleMania. If it's night 1 or night 2, whatever, but they've really made themselves accountable. And more importantly, they've made themselves to be so good that you could easily make an argument that these men deserve the main event, one of the main event spots of either night of WrestleMania, because what you're going to get could be an absolute show stealer. So no, this is unbelievable. The build's been amazing. This is one of the most highly anticipated fights that we're both looking forward to here at WrestleMania. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So nothing more to say. Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, and like Anthony Florio said, I mean, Angry Edge is always really good, and this was certainly no different. I mean, and you can also tell the passion that was coming out of him. I mean, with everything that he worked through to get back and to be in that Royal Rumble match. And you could tell, I mean, how emotional he was when it was the night after the Royal Rumble. And then to see Randy Orton almost take that all away from him. And then what really did it was when Randy Orton basically RKO'd his wife, and that really sent Edge over the edge. So the storyline, I mean, the story that these two have done has just been absolutely amazing. And I really do hope that this is the main event of one of the nights of WrestleMania. So we'll just have to wait and see. So there's really nothing more to say. Let's just move on, Florio.
Agreed. And then we had what has been one of my absolute personal favorite parts of Monday Night Raw over the last several weeks and months, and that is Angry Asuka. And Asuka doing what she does best, going off and going nuts in Japanese. She went up against NXT's upstart Kayden Carter. Asuka made quick work of her in 1 minute and 15 seconds with the Asuka lock. And then she went off again on the stage announce table. But we have another new match to report for WrestleMania 36 this weekend. We will have a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship matchup. Asuka and Kairi Sane, the champions, the Kabuki Warriors, are going to defend those titles against, ironically, the team that they took the titles from last year, and just several months ago, and that was the team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So So that is now official. There were rumors of a possible three-way with Natty and Beth Phoenix being involved, but that obviously is not going to happen now. So Kabuki Warriors against Bliss and Cross for the Women's Tag Team Championship. And for all intents and purposes, we got ourselves an interpromotional matchup here. Asuka and Kairi representing Monday Night Raw, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross representing Friday Night SmackDown. So this will be a personal vested interest match for myself and MF. So we'll see who gets the bragging rights here for Raw and for SmackDown in this matchup. So there you have it. And then from there, they showed footage of Rhea Ripley arriving at the Performance Center, where she gets jumped from behind by Charlotte Flair. Very nicely done. And then our second flashback match of the night takes us back only 4 months ago to back in November at the Survivor Series in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. It was the no holds barred match for the WWE Championship between Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. And we all know how that ended up. Brock Lesnar successfully defended the title against Mysterio in an even 7 minutes. And I know there's strange times and WWE officials are doing their best to deliver quality television, but 2 full-length match replays on the WrestleMania Go-Home show of Monday Night Raw is a little bit disappointing. I mean, I wish they would have gone with maybe 1 throwback match and come up with more first-run material leading into Mania. They haven't even bothered to tell the viewers which matches will air on Saturday and which matches will air on Sunday, but obviously they might want to keep that tight-lipped, I guess. So that's really all there is to say on that. So, and then we end the night with the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and his advocate Paul Heyman. And Heyman, you know, we could probably say cut his very best promo to date, you know, going off on Drew McIntyre. And so, MF, a quick thought on what I think was Paul Heyman's best money promo since this thing started.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was an excellent thing. So I mean, no, I thought this was really good. So I really got nothing more to add. So this nice build for WrestleMania, nice build for Lesnar versus McIntyre, and there's really nothing more to add. So Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Hey, yeah, I thought this was his best work with the promo. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that was said. So let's just move on to you, Florio.
Paul Heyman saved his best WrestleMania build promo for last, but was it too strong? Did they do enough to sell viewers on the idea that Drew McIntyre can beat Brock Lesnar, or will this promo actually cause some viewers to assume that Lesnar will retain? And Lesnar may retain, but they should want viewers to think there's a strong chance that McIntyre will win the title, so that they decide to order the event, whether on the WWE Network or on pay-per-view. But you know, it is what it is on that. So, but what puzzles me is how they couldn't have Drew McIntyre on the go-home edition of this show. Color me puzzled, but I did see this great video of Drew McIntyre back in his homeland of Scotland, something like out of like Braveheart or something, which I thought was really cool, and I can't believe they didn't even bother to show that. So, but anyways, let's get into our final thoughts. Michael Bullock, we'll start with you. You don't really have to put in a rating per se. Just the final thought on this final Raw before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things leading into this, I mean, yeah, I mean, Undertaker and AJ Styles, what else can you say about it? I mean, it's gotten really personal. I mean, the build with Edge and Randy Orton, I thought it's been well done. So, yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see how everything goes. Starting, of course, excuse me, of course, this weekend. So nothing more to say. Flory, what's yours?
Yeah. Overall, the first run material was good to great with some excellent mic work. There just was not enough first run material. We know these are strange times, hard times, what have you, but that there's just not a good excuse to continue to list so many WrestleMania matches that won't be going down. Perhaps there will be more to come Friday night on SmackDown, but they easily could have pulled one of the two flashback matches and they could have dedicated that time to addressing the situation and putting over perhaps the new card. And again, I ask, how could we not hear from Drew McIntyre or at least show that awesome video of Drew McIntyre back in his homeland of Scotland? I mean, that was just insane. That was just insanely great. And I've really enjoyed the promos on Raw as of late. The no crowd has helped them in that regard, as it shows you how much the stifled wait for a crowd response. Corporate speak delivery kills all impact and emotion, and it's amazing that just letting people talk more normally works. This episode of Raw was good for the most part, with effective promos, um, a couple of good throwback matches, some sort of, I guess you could say, some solidly effective squashes, and the final hard sell from the Raw side of things for WrestleMania. So, real quickly before I give it to MF for his final thought, and I get into my Tony's take. The Monday Night Raw side of WrestleMania as of now, barring any changes that might get addressed. So from the Raw side of things, we have a second interpromotional match if you really think about it. Charlotte Flair from Monday Night Raw challenging NXT's Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. Of course, you have Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. The Undertaker and AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Street Profits against Austin Theory and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Aleister Black against Bobby Lashley. And, of course, Edge versus Randy Orton in the Last Man Standing match. And another interpromotional match. Raw, representing Monday Night Raw, the Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, to defend against SmackDown's Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So that's pretty much the Raw side of things. MF will address the SmackDown side of things on Friday night. So there's really nothing more for me to say. So MF, let's get your final thought, and then I'll go into my quick Tony take.
Yeah, I know. This was, like you said, nice build going into WrestleMania. Yeah, was it a little down that we had two flashback packages? No doubt about it. It was a little disappointing, but at the end of the day, I thought they did the business and they handled it with the class and the dignity that they needed to. So no, I enjoyed it. I liked it. There's really nothing more for me to add. So Anthony, I just give it to you for your Tony's take.
Okay. And we started off, of course, with Impact Wrestling, and we started it off with an 8-man number one contenders match for the X Division Championship. Willie Mack versus Chris Bay versus AC Romero versus Daga versus Rohit Raju versus Cousin Jake versus Jake Chris versus Cousin Jake and Trey Miguel. Willie Mack won the match 10 minutes and 55 seconds. Co-fight of the night here. This was 3.5 stars. It was a really good and fun scramble to open the show, and it allowed everyone to get some shine, and it gave us the right winner. Moose went up against Chase Stevens of the Naturals. You remember the Naturals from yesteryear? Moose squashes him in 1 minute and 35 seconds. Where was Andy Douglas when we needed him? Then we had the Rascals against Reno Scum. Reno Scum winning the match, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Short and solid tag, but the wrong team went over here. But it was still a solid match, 2.5 stars. Then we had Rhino and Sabu against Dave Christ and Madman Fulton of OVE. Rhino and Sabu wins the match, 8 minutes. Worst fight of the night, 1 star. This was bad. They did not play up to the stipulation at all. Rhino and Sabu, I mean, they're getting worse, and I'm sorry. I felt that OVE should have won this match. I'm sorry. Havoc against Su Yung, but that turned into an angle more than anything else. And then we had the main event. The World Heavyweight Champion Tessa Blanchard teaming up with Eddie Edwards against Michael Elgin and Taya Valkyrie in a mixed tag team matchup. The heels, the heel team of Michael Elgin and Taya Valkyrie, they win the match in an even 18 minutes. The other co-fight of the night, 3.5 stars. This was really good. A nice appetizer for Rebellion, which unfortunately that pay-per-view has been scrapped, obviously, because of you know what. So 6.25 out of 10 is all I can give it. I mean, it was a solid show, bookended by 2 great matches. But in the middle, the show was lacking with bad booking. Rhino and Sabu having a really bad match. And while the Undead Realm stuff was Jim Mitchell's write-off, I didn't think that was really good at all. So, not good at all. So that puts the kibosh on that one. We do have what you can expect come tomorrow night. Now it's a busy night tomorrow night with Impact Wrestling. I mean, in addition to the latest installment of the Impact Wrestling show from 8 to 10, as always, there's going to be a special Impact show following this show at 10 p.m. It's an old school look at the old in the days of TNA. So can't wait to see how that turned out. But anyways, these now these shows were taped in Atlanta, Georgia. So here's what we can expect. Trey Miguel against Ace Austin, Josh Alexander of the North going up against Eddie Edwards, Kylie Ray against Cassandra Golden, Moose went up against Falaba, Willie Mack against Reno Scum in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and then in the main event we have a no disqualification match, Sami Callihan against Tommy Dreamer, and there's a 1 hour special called TNA No Place Like Home, and they're gonna show some classic they're gonna bring back Sean Hernandez, and he's gonna go up against Chase Stevens. Suicide and Manic will go up against Johnny Swinger and Kid Cash. Scott Steiner is gonna cut a promo, and there's gonna be some craziness there, and then Rhino against Madman Fulton. So you can check all that out tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern for TNA. There's No Place Like Home. Obviously, the big event's obviously been postponed, obviously. So really all there is to say on that. So let's quickly get into 205 Live, which I gotta admit has been slowly but surely getting better as of late. And this past Friday night proved just that. Isaiah Swerve Scott against Joaquin Wilde. Isaiah Swerve Scott winning the match, 8 minutes and 40 seconds, 3.25 stars. Good, fun, and strongly worked match from both. And it was nice to see some in-ring energy following a bad SmackDown. And then in the other match, Tony Nese went up against Oni Lorcan. Tony Nese wins the match, 9 minutes and 50 seconds, 3 stars. Good counter-filled and hard-hitting match that made the best use of the time given. and a 7 out of 10 for this show. Another good effort from the 205 Live crew with 2 matches that were both good. So there is that. So that will put the bow on this WrestleMania week edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Now, Wednesday night, traditional start time at 10:30, I'm sure, MF, right?
Yes, it is. And a very special announcement just got made minutes ago, about an hour ago, by AEW.
A new belt.
A new belt.
I
A
heard.
secondary belt.
Yeah.
The TNT Championship. Yes, you heard me right. The TNT Championship, which is supposed to be the equivalent of the television title. So that's what AEW is going for. And an 8-man tournament will begin. And it is supposed to end at Double or Nothing in Vegas. That's when we'll decide the next TNT champion. And we don't know who the 8 men are as of yet. But we will find out on Wednesday. And of course, NXT with their final go-home build. Because obviously they're going to want to build Charlotte versus Rhea for the women's title fight at WrestleMania. And on top of that, they're also gonna set the table because all of the NXT TakeOver Tampa stuff has all been moved to the April 8th episode of NXT. So therefore, their big show is going to coincide with AEW, and boys, buckle up, because, and as a matter of fact, I believe this week they announced a triple threat for the North American title.
That will be going down on Wednesday night.
Yes. Keith Lee, the limitless Keith Lee, versus Killian Dane and
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest and Donovan Dijakovic.
Yes.
So, oh yeah, it's going to get good. It's going to be good, folks. Nothing more to say.
At a time, and it's coming at, and it could not have come at a better time, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With all the craziness going on right now, so a much needed and much welcome distraction. That's all I can say on that. Come Wednesday, so that'll be Wednesday night at 10:30, hosted by good old MF Michael Fletcher over on his channel, Brace Fan 95. I'll be there. MF will be there. Michael Bullock. We'll see about Dee Woodson. Of course, obviously, I'm sure you all know indefinitely Strictly Sports will not be seen on Thursday nights. So there will not be a Strictly Sports on Thursday night, obviously, until that gets back up and running. God knows when that will be, God willing. But we will be back with you on Friday night after Wednesday. We'll be back with you on Friday night. And MF, that's going to be a huge show for MF, because not only are we going to be reviewing the go home edition of Friday Night SmackDown, but we're also going to be previewing WrestleMania 36, the 2-night event. MF, any word on how the recap shows will be done yet?
I have decided that we're going to do it each night at 10:30 Eastern. Night 1, Saturday night at 10:30. Night 2, Sunday night at 10:30. We're going to recap both nights of WrestleMania at that particular moment.
All right. You heard it here first, friends. We're going to be recapping each night. We're not going to do it all in one swoop. So I think that's a good call there. So the Saturday portion will be Saturday night at 10:30, and then we'll review the Sunday night portion at 10:30 as well. So, and then we'll come back for Ridiculously Raw next week. So WrestleMania week, it's here and it's now. So enjoy it, friends. So that'll do it for this. So until Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Mayhem, it's your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Florio here For Good LMF, Michael Fletcher. And in spirit, the Phenom, Michael Bullock. The Twisted Angel, Didi Woodson. And always in forever, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Go to Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday night from Wednesday Night Mayhem, you've been watching this WrestleMania week edition of Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody, bye.